Listen, this episode last night, this premiere of Big Brother 28 was a prime example of why I pretty much just cover the live feeds and not the episodes because that episode was so embarrassing and stupid. If this show put as much effort into editing for good television as it puts in the effort to make the show as campy as possible, like a bad Nickelodeon show, imagine how good this show could be. What's up, everybody? A new season of Big Brother has officially started, although the live feeds don't start till tonight, which is when the real show begins for me. These premiere episodes of Big Brother every year these days are not very good because we just get an introduction and then there's all these challenges and all these twists. You really don't get that good of a look at the cast in these initial episodes. It's all about the competitions and the twists. And I don't think that's a good thing for these reality shows. I think that is what is always missing from CBS reality shows these days. We watch these shows as social experiments. We want to see how the cast does socially and on a strategic level. But we really didn't get that in this first episode. What I did like at the beginning is I'm glad they at least acknowledged Mickey, who sadly passed away way too young, who passed away after playing the game last year. I don't remember if she died at the end of last year or the beginning of this year, but either way, I'm glad they at least gave condolences and acknowledgement to Mickey. We got the cast introductions. This is what little more I got from them. Ashley, off the bat, I think I am going to like Ashley. I guess if you're an Ashley on this show, the chances of me liking you are pretty high, although I think, Ashley's talking about how she wants to be seen as dumb with part of the competition later in the episode. I don't think she's going to have to try hard to be seen as dumb. I don't think she's going to be as good of a player as Ashley last season was, who won. But I do think that she is going to be possible good feeds, but we can never see these people's true selves until those feeds come on, so I could change my mind on Ashley. LaTrice came in. She's a great personality. I love that she loves bodybuilding. She looks great for her age. I do hope her looking great for her age helps her and doesn't make her an easy target for her age. We'll talk more about LaTrice here in a second, though. Lyric is someone who rubs me the wrong way. There's just something about her. It's just the try hardness that she clearly has rubs me the wrong way. But I don't think she had a bad first episode. I'm going to have to see how she moves socially because I feel like strategically she's going to do a good job, or at least try to if she doesn't overplay. Haley at least had a better introduction than what we got of her in that first initial cast interview where I thought she was so low energy and like she didn't want to be there. She talked a lot about men being intimidated by her. I don't know if that's going to be something that happens this season, is Haley versus the men. If it is, maybe that will make her more interesting. Melody is also somebody else that came off better in this episode than her initial introduction. I did like how she's very honest in confessionals about who is rubbing her the wrong way. She might not be as boring as I thought she would be on initial reaction. She's also someone who talked about how she had acne and was ugly when she was a child, and then she got pretty instantly. So she's one of those. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but we'll find out. Taylor was very open to a showmance in her initial introduction. I kind of feel like Taylor's going to need a showmance if she's going to go far this season. That's just a gut feeling. But will she be able to find a showmance in this house? I don't know about all that. Mallory is the biggest change. When I made my cast assessment, I talked a lot about how she just looks like a nerd. Turns out either Big Brother is really trying to make her look like a nerd to fit that archetype, or she had the idea to look like a nerd to get on this show. Because it comes across like she looks like a nerd, and yeah, she really is a rocket scientist, but she has this party girl past, both on Instagram and in this introduction. So she might be one of our more well-rounded people in this first episode, because I feel like she's someone who comes off as more layered than what initially met the eye, and that's a good thing. I might end up liking Mallory, even though I don't usually like nerds on this show, but she doesn't fit that normal nerd, clearly. The men were next. Camus was first. You know, he's the Jawaiian MMA fighter. He's a MMA coach now. He's also an artist. I guess that was supposed to show us the softer side of him. I don't know what to think about most of the guys. Most of the guys I still don't like. Drew, dental assistant, supposedly book smart. I think it's cool that his Mexican mom learned English by watching Big Brother a lot. That's cool. Jason, aka Salina EsTitties from Drag Race. I mean, I like him coming in because I know him kind of. I think he had a good first episode. Out of all of the guys, he and Rome probably had the best first episode. Rome was next. He's our Mr. Tennis player coach who plays pickleball, who says he has Midwest hospitality, who says he likes to trash talk. This is also the guy that was talking about alpha and betas, though, in his intro when the cast first came out. He was more likable on this episode than he was in his introduction, though. But again, until these live feeds turn on tonight, I can't make a really good assessment until then. But I liked Rome more than my initial thoughts because I didn't like Rome initially whatsoever. Barrett is super tall. He's apparently not part of the LGBTQ community like people thought he was. Which I guess is no surprise because this show is not going to, go outside the box with their showmances per usual and give us an LGBTQ showmance. No, what this show thinks is different is let's have a dinosaur and be super campy. Chuck, he's the Nigerian cowboy. He's the only boy in his family. He grew up with 4 sisters. I think Chuck is going to be an interesting player to watch. In his introduction, I felt that he was a little overconfident, but I can see how he can be likable. I need to see how he fits in with this cast. As we later will learn, he's safe this week, which I think he needed, because as I talked about in my cast assessment, he was going to have a target on his back just because he looks big and strong. Yash was next. He is the analyst who still lives with his parents. He's Indian, talking about his goal in life is to find a wife. Lots of showmance talk from this cast. I think production really, really wants showmances this season, which is nothing new, but I feel like it's even more this year than the last several. Like, we're going into BB19, BB20 territory of trying to get showmances back on the game. So all 14 entered. Ashley likes men with mustaches. She was talking about Rome, but she later flirted with Barrett, and Barrett seemed to like that flirting. Barrett saying that opposites attract. Ashley was talking about Rome and confessional, I think, unless they edited it that way. But I guess that's the 2 potential showmances for Ashley right off the bat. Not a lot of other things I have from the intro. Mallory apparently really, really likes Lyric, so that's going to be something to watch because Mallory really seems to want to work with her right off the bat. I want to like Mallory, and I think I am going to, but I'm not going to like Lyric, so I don't really know how that's going to go. What I did like, and I touched upon this a little earlier, is Melanie not liking Drew's frat boy energy. I like that Melanie was honest about that. They're around the same age, so the fact that Drew already rubs her the wrong way is interesting. That could always change, though, once the cameras come on. Drew was the person to see that there was only 14 people and call out that more might be coming. They had Enzo do this introduction about the damn table going back in time or in the future, and how they're going to play these competitions, and 3 familiar reality TV show icons are going to enter. They're doing a lot calling these people icons, but nonetheless, that was the twist. Only 12 of the 14 people were able to compete because there was a competition first that you had to do the math and get the right numbers to put in the thing, and you'd get to be a part of the competition. Ashley kept fucking up, apparently not great at math. And her and Barrett were the 2 that ended up not doing this challenge right and not being able to compete. Does that mean they are meant to be because they couldn't get their shit done. We will see if that leads to some sort of showmance with Barrett and Ashley or not. But the first thing went back to 1988 for the competition. It was LaTrice, Camus, Rome, Mallory, where it was mall culture from the 80s and they had to balance things on racks. Rome won. That led to us having Angela come back. Some were happy, some maybe not. I did see a video of Mallory, or not Mallory, Melody, saying that she did not like Angela at all when she played. So I do want to see how Melody feels about Angela when the feeds come on. LaTrice was the first person to embrace Angela, another older woman in the house, only for LaTrice to give a confessional about how there could only be one of them in the house this season, and it's going to be her, not Angela. Now, that could have just been something production fed LaTrice to say. That's kind of my theory. I don't think LaTrice is going to want Angela out first. If she does, I don't think it's going to work out for her because Angela's not going to go out first on this season, because the twist is only these icons, and I use that very loosely, are going to compete for HOH, the first HOH. But yeah, after that, Angela is a part of the game, and Rome has safety this week. Haley, Taylor, Drew, and Chuck went back to July 7th, 2018 to a jungle plank maze that was clearly supposed to be Survivor-like. Chuck won safety, which, like I said, I think he needed safety, so he did well with that. We even got a Jeff Probst appearance during this episode. And, you know, Jeff Probst would love how twist-heavy this season is already so far. This, of course, led to Rick Devens entering the game. As we talked about, Angela, excited to see him there, thinks that Rick is smart and strategic, and that's someone she would want to work with and could help her. And I do think these vets are going to work together, at least early, although Rick is the one I can see wanting chaos eventually, causing chaos eventually. Although Angela can be pretty chaotic herself. Don't let Angela get paranoid, or she might be the one to turn on Rick first. I did like that Jason told Lyric that Rick is someone they can't trust. Will Lyric listen? Will Lyric get back to Rick with that information? We don't know, but Jason is on things. Jason is a big fan of these reality shows. He's been on one himself, although it's not quite like Survivor and Big Brother. But yeah, Jason is not only off to a good start on reading the room, but he also won our third challenge that went back to June 27, 2010 to a VIP cocktail waitress. Yash, Melody, Lyric, and Jason played in this challenge. It was a memory comp. That slime came down if you were wrong or last. And Melody was slimed very hard, but Jason won, like I said. They teased that Rachel was coming back this season. This was the person to come back with this challenge. But then when it came for the HOH comp and it was going to be Angela versus Rick versus Rachel, out came a dinosaur to cause Rachel to fall into a volcano to her demise. And yeah, this is a Big Brother episode we're talking about, and it sounds like a fucking Disney Channel cartoon, but that's what it was. And as you can see, this is why I don't like to review the episodes of this show, because they are more stupid than entertaining to me, at least personally. So I'm waiting diligently for the live feeds to begin. But also, like, how are they supposed to capture new fans with this episode? Like, I don't believe they captured any new fans over the age of 12 with this episode. Because I get people that ask, should I watch Big Brother? Whether it's fans, whether it's commenters. Hemi, who comments on some of the reality shows I watch, and mostly the soap operas, but she just watched Love Island for the first time, asked if she should watch Big Brother, and I did not recommend the episodes. I said, only if you're going to watch the live feeds too, because these episodes are ass. So, like, for new viewers, what are we getting out of teasing Rachel, killing her off, and then having a cliffhanger if we don't know who the third person is? So you have to watch Big Brother Unlocked. So it's like they set up this whole premiere just to try and make people watch Unlocked. And then we're replacing Rachel, who got the ratings up last year for this show, by the way, with Dee from Survivor. And I get that Dee is a winner on Survivor, but also it's kind of a come down for Big Brother fans. So I think they think some people are going to react, well, this is Dee from Survivor, she won. But some people like me are going to react, this is Dee who was also on the challenge and sucked ass. So like, I'm not that excited for Dee. And with all the rumors out there with this HOH, I do fear that we really could be in for a beginning with a big alliance, with which I hate. What's also made the last few seasons good, specifically the last two, and I do also think helped the ratings go up last season with Rachel, was how fluid the game finally started to become on this show. This twist with the vets could give us a setback. I'm really relying on Rick Devens to want to be chaotic, or maybe just get bored enough to cause chaos and be paranoid. I don't like having to rely on Rick Devens for that, though, of all people. But that was our premiere. Not the best start. However, these premieres for Big Brother are never that good. Hopefully the feeds starting tonight after Unlocked really set the tone for us having some good feeds this year. That is what I am hoping.